How are you able to keep the end cost to the consumer so low for what you're delivering, especially considering this is the first run of the product? I mean, shouldn't you keep costs higher to help offset the production costs and all the effort that it takes to get the product to the market?
Well, so one of the major primary reasons that this camera came about in the first place was because, you know, Joe's looking for a raw shooting camera that existed under $10,000. And while there are some incredible high-end cameras that shoot raw, there are not a lot of consumer-priced cameras that can shoot that type of footage. And so that was a big incentive in making this a sort of a wider project rather than just a personal project for the needs that he needed the camera for initially. And so one of the things that we've done to keep the cost down is to use all off-the-shelf parts rather than doing a lot of proprietary design, which many other camera companies do. And there's different reasons for that. One of them is so that, you know, they can create custom accessories like batteries or cards that could only work on their camera. We decided to do the opposite and just get as much stuff off the shelf as possible, because that means that there's a whole area of R&D that we don't have to do. We're going with products that have already been tested, and we don't need to, you know, figure out if they're going to function the way that we need them to. And taking parts off the shelf allows us to just keep the cost way down.
The other part of that is license-free, is off-the-shelf and license-free technology. So the only part of the digital Bolex that we're going to pay a license fee for is the HDMI port, which wasn't in the original specs, and that's one of the reasons it wasn't in the original specs. But when you deal with proprietary software, either designed by us or designed by another company, it really puts the price advantages in the side of large companies. But when you deal with off-the-shelf parts, license-free technology, some of the price advantages actually fall to smaller companies that have much less overhead. So we can't design a sensor ourselves because it would put our product costs much higher because of the R&D. But if we use a good sensor and make a good choice in sensors from an off-the-shelf product, we can offer a camera at a competitive or lower price because we have much less overhead than the bigger companies. And our other business strategy is partnering. And we've partnered with Bolex, we've partnered with Palmfort, the software company, and we've partnered with IENSO, an electronics company, in order to bring all of these tools under one roof and make the design process much cheaper.